Hey guys, Apav here, and welcome to ATV Offroad Fury 4. This is a game that I was addicted to forever, and I still really enjoy this game, and I just wanted to do a let's play of it. Now I had to turn off the music, which is one of the best parts about this game. It has a lot of awesome licensed music in it, and that's why I can't play it, because it's licensed music. Um, okay, first thing you can see is in the top right corner. This had online. I'm not sure if it still works anymore because it's a PS2 game and the servers might have been taken down. Also, garage, which means you can, like, there's a garage and you get to customize a lot of stuff, and track editor, which we'll get into all this stuff later. Let's just go to single player and I'll show you around the basics of the game. Classic mode is what I always mess with. It seems like the other modes you don't make money in, which is no fun because then you can't purchase stuff in the garage. Here are the normal races. Now freestyle is mostly fun to just do some random stuff and also listen to the soundtrack without really having to focus. So it might be kind of boring. It might seem kind of boring to me now that the music is turned off, because that's one of the best parts about this game, but there's tons more, so I shouldn't, just throw it into the pile of boring games because there's no music, because that would be stupid. Let's just do the first freestyle mode, or whatever this is called. This is the first vehicle you get. I always stick with these general colors. I don't know why. I really like the Nomad 250 in this game. It's just a classic to me. For some reason, I don't believe this looks different for some reason. The Nomad right here, like the colors. It might just be because, that's weird. Anyways, premium dirt, yes. You also have to buy tires, because what you usually get, I think, for default is budget dirt, and then you sort of want to go up to getting general purpose stuff, and then general purpose premium, which is 4 stars on everything, and then trying to get premium on each sort of tire. At least that's what I do. Anyways, that's the tires, let alone the all the different upgrades in the game, which we'll get onto later. It's so weird not having the music just kick in. Points. Let's just do points right now. There is different modes, and you guys see in the corner what music would it be playing. Okay, so I kind of have to explain everything now. There is a mode, though, where you can just freestyle, like, you don't have to worry about a time limit. I might end up doing that so I can just talk for a little bit. You move the analog stick in the direction you want in order to choose the trick you want to do, and then you press triangle, circle, or triangle and circle to while you're in the air in order to do a trick. In order to connect tricks, you just keep doing a wheelie, basically. And sorry, my hand didn't press down X enough and my speed started decreasing. You can do a backflip, which took me forever to figure out. You have to sort of double tap the analog stick down. Also, there's another thing that I never realized when I was really young. I figured this out probably when I was 12. All the actual controls of the game is you have to preload, I think is what it's called, where basically you press down on the analog stick and then up, and it makes you jump a little bit higher. And I guess that's like shifting your weight. Again, all these colors are colors that I've always had on this game. I've been playing this game for, well, just like a long time, and I've always just randomly chosen these colors, and then I've sort of stuck them on every single vehicle I get. The number 9 is referring to the first number I ever got for the back of my ATV was a number 9, but I didn't want to put it on my ATV because there was no like little back plate to put number 9, and I didn't want to stick it directly on the I'm not sure if it's plastic, but the actual ATV. So we put it on our golf cart, and just on the front of the golf cart it said 999. And me and my friend Nick years later were like, well, what if we flip it over? Like, if we flip over the golf cart. Think about that joke in your head. Also, the G Grizzly. One day my file got corrupted of this game and it made me very depressed because I spent so many hours on this game and unlocked like everything. But then I just played the game all over again. And my original team name was T Grizzly because that was my first, like, not baby ATV, but you know, like, next step up. My second ATV was a Yamaha Grizzly, and it used to be T Grizzly for Team Grizzly, but then when I had to restart the game, I changed it to G Grizzly because I accidentally typed in G instead of T, and that's why my team name is that. And I'm too afraid to mess with it because I don't want to lose all my progress again. So that's freestyle. There's tons of freestyle maps, and they get pretty difficult. As you can see when I was flicking through that, not everything is unlocked. And I still play this game till today, if you're wondering. I think I unlocked everything on amateur, yeah. And then pro, which is somewhat hard. I never really go for the targets unless I'm bored. I've done a lot in this. Now, there's... Okay, I'll just go to the garage to explain this part. There are tons of different vehicles in this. ATV stands for all-terrain vehicle. So basically, I think they just got everything that could classify as an ATV. I always call an ATV like a four-wheeler. But, okay, here are the different types of vehicles. There's ATV, which was what we were just racing. Yes, it does, like, you don't have really loading times that you have to wait for too often, but, like, things loading up might, as you saw, like, be flashing black for a while till, like, it could load everything. Then dirt bikes, buggies, which confuses me. They're kind of like, you know, like Doom buggies. But then trucks, which is basically a more controllable buggy, I think. I don't really know why they did that. Well, it's kind of like having bike and ATV, I guess. But the bike does handle a lot more differently than the ATV. The buggy and truck doesn't really seem too different for me anyways. Now, in each thing, there's a bunch of amateur vehicles to buy. Now, I did have all these purchased, but for some reason, sometimes, like, yeah, right now, all I have is one pro vehicle and one amateur vehicle, or two pro vehicles and one amateur vehicle, which is wrong, because before I have bought in all these vehicles at least, like, 3 times before, but I guess my save file keeps getting corrupted in some way, because they just keep disappearing. Then bikes, I have the Raccoon, then all these different bikes. I'm not going to wait for all of them to load because that would just get boring. Then we're on to the pro bikes. Now the pro bikes, obviously you can't use in the amateur levels, hence why they're labeled pro. In the pro, like, sections, you could use an amateur bike in that, so it's not, like, restricting you too much. Now this I've always thought was cool, but I don't think it's actually as good. No, it's faster than this one, but it's less controllable, and I always like having more control of it because I just go all over the place in this game. Now, buggies, they're sort of like vans, I think. Either that or that was what the trucks were, but, you know, buggies like a Doom buggy, and yeah, they're buggies. I don't know any better way to explain them. They look like buggies. And I'm not sure if I have tons of money or not, because you'll burn through money pretty dang fast in this game. I've never completely run out of money in years because I just always am very conservative with it in this game. I don't even remember purchasing a lot of these buggies. A lot of times I would just buy the vehicles as I went along in races because I would need, like, a better vehicle. At least with the buggy and truck. The ATV and bike, I took things very religiously. Now truck, you've seen this one. This is like a Jeep sort of thing. And then Shockwave, yeah, these look like vans. I can't believe I haven't purchased this again. because this is usually the one that I buy. I guess, yeah, they just keep deleting themselves somehow. And no, that isn't like a programming in the game. It's just a problem with my memory cards. Hit the microphone. This is just a normal truck, and then, okay, I have this, which I believe looks like the truck, only more rounded. Yeah, this thing. And then some pro stuff. Yeah, the pro stuff looks kind of like buggies almost. I don't know how, like, what decides stuff between a truck and a buggy. The buggies, I think, drift a lot easier. Like, they just spin out of control. It's basically what it means. Okay, so let's choose our vehicle. We'll use a bike. Okay, let's get a pro bike. We'll use this one so I won't go flying around. And then, okay, I'll go through this stuff too. I won't go through all this stuff on like different, okay, for some reason we're at the buggies. Yes, upgrades. This is what you'll be spending most of your money on. Now you can get sponsorship deals if you're doing good in the game, and that's when you can unlock prototype stuff, which apparently I have. Also, you can purchase stuff, but yeah, like I haven't purchased the engine exhaust too, but I have unlocked the prototype. Have I unlocked the prototype for... What have I not unlocked the prototype for? This vehicle doesn't have a lot of the upgrades, I think, because this was a vehicle I didn't use too much. I bought like the next stage up, and I guess I never went back and put on the new upgrades I unlocked. Huh, okay, well this is perfect explanation, go through everything. So there's engine stuff, there's brake stuff. That's stuff you really don't need to upgrade too much. You usually just want to get maybe stage 1 and then not really care too much about it. Gearbox, that's something that I've always got, and you know, you see like your little specifications down there and seeing things going up, like the speed and power and controlling and stuff like that. Also, what is it? Is the clutch thing you can... No. Okay, there's... Later you can like change the options. So body, like you can add bumpers and stuff. These are just cosmetic things, which are pretty cool. The lights don't work, which is a shame because there is in this one level where you really need lights. And one time when we went to Lake Tahoe, my babysitter came with me when I was like really young, obviously, and we were trying to unlock the lights in this game because there's this like really dark level, and then we realized you can't turn on the lights, and it didn't make anything better. And then, you know, wheels and then alloys, which I don't actually think change anything, they just look cool. Okay, and okay, tune up and setup. This is just like options, you know. You can change the shocks, the gearbox to auto or manual. Gear ratios, which I believe, you know, is like how much it's going, the revs, or how much revs you need maybe before you should change up gears. Something like that, maybe. Oh, did I just change that? No, I didn't. Okay. Brakes, and then this is obvious. Paint shop. As you can tell, there's 3 different primary, or not primary, there's primary, secondary, and then like a weird option, and you get, fine, I'll go through it. There's primary, or base, primary, and secondary. Now, for some reason, sometimes primary or secondary is actually, like, primary is smaller than secondary, so I always suggest like looking through it, not just going to put use rider colors, because sometimes they're different for some reason. Then logos, you can put on logos like, okay, the sponsorship stuff. Sometimes people will sponsor you if you use their prototypes or if you use their type of gear because you get to customize your character. I'll go over to that in a minute. And also they'll sponsor you, I think, sometimes if you put on their logos. Also sometimes they'll sponsor you if you, like, they'll challenge you to race another person, and if you beat that person, they'll give you the sponsorship deal and you'll make more money per race using that vehicle or something like that. Yes, there's a lot to this game. Rider. Now, yes, you can play as female. It's not one of those games where you're locked to male. Call of Duty apparently finally changed that after, millions of years. But skin tone, Apav, number, and then hair, which is not applicable for male because apparently males can't have long hair. Um, Hey, it's not like freaking Skyrim. I'm not going to knock them on that. But gear, I always like the. I'm not even sure if it's pronounced moose, but I call it the moose gear because it looks the most simplest. I always like or not simplest, but most general. I always like that with like clothes and stuff. I don't like big, like out there clothes that look fly racing. It just looks like some sort of really crappy superhero because outward underpants sort of thing. I always found that weird. I did use this gear, I think, for a few races, like when I first started playing the game, because it looks sort of like something you would wear playing laser tag, but the whole back is that, and I don't know why it's like that. Um, then this I thought just looked weird again, and then back to moose gear, and yeah, this just seemed like the normal gear that I see people wearing when we went to like ATV parks and stuff. Helmets. This was the most recent helmet I unlocked with a sponsorship deal. Um, you can, choose your helmet. You unlock more gear by sponsorships, except for the, generic suit gear, the actual Top Gear. Top Gear, yeah. Unlock glasses, which sort of generically change. Gloves, again, I'm keeping with the top one to make more money. And boots. Whoop. And then paint shop, which is exactly like the other thing, only you also can change the color of the text. But yeah, that's that. And I'm not sure, since I lost that save file. I always have been getting confused if my primary was red or my secondary was red, and to this day I can't remember. So this actually might not be what my original character looked like. These might have been flip-flopped. I don't know. So let's change my vehicle back to like a... Should I use an ATV or a bike? Let's explain the bike for a little bit. Well, select one of my pro bikes. I'm going to do like one of my custom tracks. Okay, is that right? Yep, it's going to... Okay, saving profile. And also, there's so much in this game. You can take screenshots, and I think you can. It only saves like 15, so we can look at like some screenshots I took years and years ago. Let's load. Now the loading in this game takes forever, or I think not the loading, but like the when you save a game. Yes, the first track I ever created was in 2008, July 20th. So that was just 2 days after my birthday. As you can tell, I have very original names. Track Suite. Why the heck did I name it that? 2009. Huh. 2011. Wow, the last tracks I made on this were in 2011. Wow, it doesn't seem that long ago. 2011 seems like last year. Like when I see dates on YouTube videos, I still like subtract it from like I still think 2011 was very recent. I still subtract everything from 2010, so I think 2016 is like 6 years away, but it's next year, and that's my graduating year, so that's just really depressing for me. But let's just do this track. And you can always go back and edit it. It will take me into the track editor, I believe. Loading track resources. And this is my original memory card, the first memory card, the 8 megabyte memory card that I've had for years. And this is the point where it loads forever. Here we go. So I'll just go through this to explain the track editor. I don't even remember the controls, so give me a moment. Okay, R1 is help, which is very useful. L1 is to help you. Okay, the analog stick is zoom in, and the D-pad is to move around your track placement. It doesn't get any bigger than this square thing here. Hold down L1, and you can change like the class of whatever you're looking for. Like here are some jumps, and then you press down and up to switch between like bumps or turns and like different intersections. This one has a bridge, stuff like that. And then yeah, you get the idea. You press start and you can either save or play it. We're going to play it. I haven't made any changes or anything. And all you have to do is make sure it has laps, like you can eventually go back to where the starting point is, and your starting point is obviously the one flat piece with the green arrow. If you get this game, you'll understand. I think you could probably find this game for like $4 because it was a very popular game. It's not like a hidden gem or anything. You can probably find it in a used game store. It's not going to be too expensive. Now, since there's no music playing except for the credits in the bottom left, I might end up blocking those out. I'm not sure. I know you can't like copyright a term or copyright a title, but I'm not sure if in that specific order I'll have copyright problems or not. So let's jump this thing. I believe that's just like a tower. Yeah, we're actually doing a race type thing here. You can do these on split screen, so you can race your friends on the tracks you created, which is, I think, one of the main points of Track Editor, is just, to make levels diverse with your friends, and your friends might have no idea what to do, where you know exactly where everything's about to happen. I'm not sure if you can change the options, like the amount of laps and stuff like that, or if there's any bots. I've never done that, really. And since a lot of vehicles, I made the base the red color, I used to think like your character bled if you ran into things, but that's actually just paint chipping off your vehicle. Also, like that television thing there I placed there, all this stuff that's around here except for the audience and the stuff outside the barricade, I placed around, which is really cool. Like, I think this game, I'm pretty sure, came out in 2006, and this is a nice little bonus for a racing game that came out in 2006. A lot of racing games now don't even have a track editor, and I am really into customization, and that's why I love this game so much. It's just all the availability to customize anything, and it's all like, you can take very small steps if you're very impatient, or you can take massive big steps by just replaying Freestyle a million times and making a lot of money. Which is what I did. I would save up money and then take really big jumps and or not, really big jumps, but like really big spikes in purchasing things. My foot's falling asleep again. This is right after I recorded Star Wars Battlefront, so yeah, you actually can dodge those jumps. As long as you stay on the track, it's not going to try to force you to get back on the track. So, yeah, you can actually have like little cheats where you can completely blow away your friend if you're racing your friend in this. You know what? I'm not going to crop out where the music pops up in the bottom left. That shouldn't be a problem. Oh, music just popped up in the bottom left too. Some of the songs on this, I have told it to skip. Like, there's an option called jukebox where you can, like, songs you don't like, it will skip, because I like rock and stuff that's playing in the background, and sometimes it just has really random music that you wouldn't expect in a game like this. I really hope my microphone isn't screwing up in places, because there's a lot of information I have to give off, and if it just decides to go like it does, that would be really annoying. Okay, my foot's back. Everyone say hi to my foot. Restoring track resources. Now we have to wait for this again. This brings me back to the days when I used to sit in our game room and have the TV on in the background, and eventually I would just like end up watching the TV more than actually playing the video game. What was the game that happened with the there was this Jimmy Neutron game I used to rent from Blockbuster that I did that a lot with. That I would have the TV on in the background, and then I would end up just turn around watching the TV. Did that with Thrillville a lot. Like after I made something and felt accomplished, I would just get stuck watching the TV. So let's go back. New heavy tracks. Heavy tracks are like for buggies and stuff. They aren't really too interesting. There isn't like amazing jumps or anything. So track editor, garage. Okay, back to single player. Records. I think this is where you can look at track stats, rankings. No, this is not. Current credits, total single player victories, total sponsors, 47. Whoa. Now this is obviously not my total of everything, because as I said back in like 2000, and those track saves are actually from before the file got deleted. The file that got deleted were like all my game saves, but it actually has 3 different save files. So the custom tracks or whatever, those are in a different save file, so those are saved over. The game might have restarted like in 2010 for me. Okay, I don't want to do classic mode. I'm going to do an event that I always like to do on 2-player, and it is this thing. This thing is a massive like cross-country race, and what we used to do is we always liked to just goof around and try to ram into each other, and we would just spend a whole lot of time exploring this map, because even though when you go off track it tries to force you to go back, sometimes it takes a while before you get so far off track that it tries to send you back. If that makes sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Also, since I'm in like a weird, I'm not in classic mode, I get to choose how difficult the AI is. Or no, I also get to choose how difficult the AI is, but also the type of AI. So I think we would used to race like the trucks and doom buggies and stuff. I'll just do light vehicles, and you know what? Let's break out like our best, speediest vehicle and do this. So yeah, it's a cross-country type of thing, and there's all these different paths, and you get to choose which paths you go down. It's very like when you go to ATV parks and stuff like that. But, you know, not a park. It's a massive world, and it's a lot more dangerous because you're jumping over things in certain places. But you can explore around a little bit. When you go off track, it's not always trying to send you back. You can like sort of cross across stuff, but like if I were to go left right here, it would send me back, obviously, because it just goes into nothingness. This is really weird without music. I'll probably like cut in some kind of background music for y'all, like some sort of looping track maybe, because just a whole bunch of music would be really weird. So we'll go this way. I usually go this way. And here's one of those jumps I'm always talking about. You can see in the bottom left the attack map, like the tracks cross, and I'm already running into stuff. Yeah, I haven't really played this game in probably 2 months, so I'm a little rusty at the controls. And also I'm in the fastest vehicle, so the most uncontrollable thing I probably could have chose, and I'm going to hit that. Nope, got around it. Tree. Mine first. No, for some reason all the people that you spawn with in the beginning aren't actually all the people you're racing, so you have to catch up to some people, which is weird. Like they just spawn out of nowhere. I'll probably take the green tracks because they're supposedly easier, and since I'm in a faster vehicle, I should have no problem with catching up with the people who are taking the red tracks. Maybe. I just don't want to fall and die You respawn after dying. It's just, you know, people will overtake me. There's a helicopter up in the air, which is pretty cool. Attention to detail. Well, yeah, they do spawn. They just spawn randomly. Crap, I hit a tree. We did spend a lot of time just figuring out fun ways to kill this poor guy. Like, the first few years I played this game wasn't even trying to beat it. It was just trying to hit signs in the most brutal way ever, which I think is why children scare me. They do crazy stuff like that. Except now everyone does with Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. People are weird. Anyways, here's a electrical pole just in the middle of nowhere. I like this map, but I never quite understood it. It seems to be in Australia, but everything is just destroyed. Is Australia just desert with some destroyed shacks every now and then? Or, like, I know, like, the inland of Australia is very, like, not deserty, but this type of stuff, but I would think, like, the houses you see wouldn't just be completely destroyed houses. Like, this seems like Australia after the apocalypse sort of thing. I don't know. I haven't seen much of Australia. I'm doing really bad, and I'm just going to blame this vehicle I'm using. I never take this turn. I don't know why I went down this way. That red part you usually die on, but it's even faster just doing that than trying to go around this huge turn here. I think this huge turn, though, was for just the trucks and dune buggies and stuff, because obviously they couldn't go up these skinnier, more, I don't even know how to word it, tracks. I'm not even going to qualify. I gotta catch up here. On the other side of this hill is the land, the winning thing. Now I could cut up here and it won't, like, say, you know, go back. Oh, it will say go back. What the heck? Don't know why it did that. Usually doesn't do that. I guess it's because it was such an abrupt cut, maybe? Like, you usually can venture, like, if I flew off there, we would love flying off there, or off that brick we just drove by, but, because you could smash through that fence, but, dirt bike, crap. It would usually respawn us, like, before it let us smack into something. Yeah, I'm not going to qualify, no! Oh my gosh, I'm doing really bad. Yeah, next time I need to, use the Nomad. I think I'm going to play this by myself is what, and I love doing that. Unlucky. Oh, it's just unskilled. So that was that. I'm going to play this when I stop recording, as I said. Let me think if I'm missing anything. Oh, if you do have a PlayStation multi-tap, there is, forget what it's called. There is 4-player. Yes, 4-player. I don't know why I forgot that word. Sponsors, here are the sponsor races. Like the things you have to complete in order to get a sponsorship deal. Some of them are pretty cool. I'll just show you a few of them. I'll show you this one. And we will try to completely obliterate this person who hopefully won't choose a pro vehicle, because then we'll be in trouble, because I don't have much training with this vehicle. Yeah, blimp up there. I have a bag of cheese puffs next to me, and it's killing me because I really want to eat them, but I'm recording. I also have a drink about 2 yards away from me that I was too stupid to put next to me. Okay, let's just beat this, and then we can have some chips and a drink. America. We have some bumps here. Whoa, I'm losing? Okay, speed up here. Also, the, like, buttons are pressure sensitive. The harder you press down the button, obviously, the faster you go. So sometimes I would really just like mush the X button. And I'm trying to be delicate with this controller because it's like my newest PlayStation controller, and I don't want to completely destroy it. But I think this is the time to do that. The time to press the X button down as hard as possible. Even though that guy is in front of me, I am a second ahead of him right now, as you can tell by the top left where it says how much you're leading them, because I'm on the inner part of the track right now. Ah, frick. Now there's no way I'm catching up to him. No! And I was so close to the end, I think. That's why Yep, he won. No, he's not. I'm gonna kill him. Don't come back here. That was ATV Offroad Fury 4, a game that I've been talking about for years on YouTube, and I just had to explain it to y'all. And four-wheelers.
What you want? What you want? Come on. Come on.